Welcome to Advanced Training. We call this the Profit Fuel portion of our video training library. Profit Fuel exists to make sure that new patients in your practice are truly profitable. In recent years, the case fee average, that's what a new patient is worth in year one to a chiropractic office, has dropped substantially. As little as 2 years ago, the average length of stay for an average patient in year one in a chiropractic office was 22 visits, and the average collected charge per visit was about $44 a visit, producing a case average of just about $900 per patient year one. It's substantially lower now, and we'll explore this further as well as how to remedy it in the next few videos. But right now, many offices, of course, have a much higher case fee average, and at Housecall, we partner with multidisciplinary offices that have case averages well north of $5,000 or more. But in the last 2 years, we've witnessed an erosion in the economics of what a new patient is worth to a typical chiropractic office. Now, part of this phenomenon is due to the obvious, a decline in the reimbursement rates from third-party payers and poor Medicare reimbursement procedures, coupled with higher copayments and deductibles. There's an economic recession where many people's real household incomes are smaller or just down to one income versus two incomes just a few years ago. Regardless of the reasons, why or how we find ourselves in this current state, as your business partner for growth, Housecall wants to make sure that when we invest in your practice and you invest in a long-term process of building and owning your own marketing, that when a new patient comes into your practice, it's a truly profitable experience. Patients must be profitable. That's why you'll be able to keep practicing and continue to serve your profession and community. In the business world, they call this profit fuel, and profit fuel exists to make sure that you avoid the pitfall of doing great marketing and terrible sales by leaving easily realized additional revenue on the table. In this Profit Fuel Anchor video, I want to cover the following topics with you. First, the current environment we are operating in as chiropractors today. Second, how chiropractic is a lot like Apple's iPhone in so many ways. And third, I want to introduce you to the two different learning tracks inside Profit Fuel to make sure you understand how to synthesize them into Profit Fuel. Let's get started by talking about the environment we're up against in chiropractic today. The environment. What I'm about to say, I hope, will not come as a surprise to any of you. Healthcare providers of every discipline, especially traditional chiropractic practices, are under enormous economic pressure right now. For the last decade, chiropractors have experienced a steady progressive decline in third-party reimbursement, combined with a steady progressive increase in practice overhead expenses. Now we know we have more demands being placed on us for more sophisticated levels of documentation and proof of medical necessity. We're told we must operate more like the rest of mainstream healthcare by policymakers on both sides of the aisle. Yet curiously, we're still paid less than other provider types for the exact same level of services rendered, and their silence on this point is deafening. I know you'll agree. Now we know that even if chiropractic is included with parity in healthcare reform, there's no groundswell of support or surplus of resources at the state or federal level that are eminently about to be slated to increase the rates of reimbursement to providers of any type, let alone chiropractors. In many ways, this is a reflection of our society at large. The middle class of chiropractic's profession is getting squeezed, and the elite practices and multidisciplinary practices with more diverse revenue streams continue to grow. However, the traditional chiropractor in that 1,500 square foot office in a shopping plaza delivering chiropractic adjustments is finding this business model slowly failing. If you've got a gnawing suspicion that something's really wrong, if your personal income is down in recent years, and you suspect it's more than just the lingering recession effects, if you're ready to open your mind and your heart to making some changes to the way you market to, communicate with, and lead your patients, I know you're going to enjoy this library. If you're ready to explore proven and highly vetted strategies to produce products and services that help you shift yourself and your dependence away from third-party reimbursement, I know you're going to be excited to continue on. My friends, as you fully know, chiropractic is an amazingly effective service. Its beauty is in its raw simplicity, in that under the correct conditions, every human being has the ability to heal and be well without drugs or surgery. And in so many ways, chiropractic's a lot like Apple's iPhone. The iPhone's a wonderful, simple device to use that most everyone who has it finds it useful to make phone calls, check your email, and some other basic functions. However, when you add in some of the useful third-party apps developed for the iPhone, like its online banking app or the navigation or just the handy little flashlight I recently downloaded, and many others, this iPhone moves from a nice-to-have in your life over to what many describe as a need-to-have. And when chiropractic is surrounded by the right app-like products that enhance people's experience with chiropractic, it becomes even more of an extraordinary need to have in their lives, and in turn, it becomes more profitable for the chiropractor, as it should. Now, every practice, every community is different, and each of the techniques and products and business models we'll introduce you here in this library must be evaluated by you in the context of your practice and your community. However, there are universal principles that should always be applied to the way you evaluate adding anything new to your practice. At Housecall, we believe you should use these 3 criteria as your litmus test. First, does the product or service always speak directly to improve patient treatment outcomes? Second, does this product or service directly improve the cash income of the practice and serve your strategic goal of moving away from third-party reimbursement dependence? And third, does this product or service enhance the image and the reputation that your practice is the place in your community to go for quality and clinical excellence? Now, some of you might be thinking to yourself right now, Dr. Lord, I don't want to be a product salesperson. And I say to you, of course you don't. That's why we have non-sales, patient education, video content for you to custom select for your patients to view and attach to their active care recommendations right inside the Housecall Patient Video Library, much like the iTunes online app store. Now, some of you might have what some top sales pros call head trash around the idea of selling things for profit. My friends, get rid of it right now. It's a new world with new realities, as we've discussed. Every serious office that intends to survive and thrive needs alternative profit centers and a process to systematically recommend, not sell them, to their patient base. Now, the Profit Fuel Library has 2 tracks. Track 1 is devoted to teaching you the procedures, strategies, and communication skills to increase treatment plan compliance and therefore your length of stay. But Track 2 is designed to introduce you to highly vetted companies, products, and practice income models that are supported inside the Housecall Patient Education Video Library. And these products will all be featured in Track 1 to show you how they are used to bridge patients through each of the phases of care. My friends, let's get started together.